yes, Sassy Crew, the last big title update, update 4.5, has dropped, and with it comes a new monster, Tempered Arkveld. Like the other Tempered monsters, he is a quite tough monster to beat. Furthermore, his quest isn't a 9-star one, but rather a 10-star quest. Yep, they are 10-star quests now. Beating a 10-star quest and beating Tempered Arkveld himself nets you some very nice rewards. However, it doesn't come for free. If you are struggling with the monster or you just want some more advice, you have come to the right place. I do recommend though that you fight him at least once yourself. Getting to see the new moves while you are the one controlling the hunter is just different from watching a video of it. By the way, feedback is always appreciated. If some part helped you out a ton, or if there's something you wish was included, let me know down below. Now let's dive into the Tempered Arkveld guide. While this fight is quite difficult, you can compensate with strategy, movement, and moment-to-moment decision-making. So I won't be telling you that only this specific set is going to work. Instead, you should make the choice yourself based on how you feel as a hunter. I'll just be there to give you some insight into certain aspects. Tempered Arkveld is very fast and a very powerful monster. He leaves only a few longer openings, and otherwise you have to dodge, block, or offset his moves. Thus, some weapons will be easier to fight him with than others. If you want to have a much easier time, then I recommend the Sword and Shield due to its high attack speed and guarding capabilities. Other fast weapons can work as well, especially dodge bow from what I've seen. Yet the Sword and Shield is an easy to pick up weapon where you don't really have to learn much to find success with it. All that doesn't mean that the slower weapons are unviable. You just have to correctly position and dodge a bit more. They are more difficult in general, but can also be very rewarding. Choose the weapon you want to choose and adjust your set according to the flow of the fight. Do you dodge well and want to deal some good damage? Go for more of an attack focus. Is Arkveld just shredding you? Well, get a lot of defensive skills for now. Are you doing kinda okay, but you still guard from time to time? Just mix it up a little with some comfy skills. Let's have a look at the skills you can choose from. If you want to be focusing more on damage, here are some possible skills. Agitator, Weakness Exploit, Critical Boost, Attack Boost, Critical Eye, Counter Strike, Offensive Guard, and Resentment. If you have an elemental weapon, there are multiple abilities such as Convert Element, Coalescence, Dragon Attack, Critical Element, God Apocalypse, or Elemental Absorption. If you do struggle with the hunt, I suggest you equip some defensive abilities. They can help a ton and might improve your hunt time since you spend less time healing and going back to camp to restock. You can choose from Defense Up, Divine Blessing, Dragon Resistance, Speed Eating, and Recovery Up. Item-wise, I'd suggest you bring Flash Bombs, Shock Traps, Pitfall Traps, Lure Pods, Trank Bombs, and of course your health recovery items with you. Eat from Moxie at the canteen as well. Something that I've always loved about the Arkveld fights is that their moves are brutal, but also very nice to dance around. Tempered Arkveld has some moves that are the same as regular Arkveld. They just deal a lot more damage, and he's overall much faster. To defeat him, you need to know your openings and how to dodge its attacks. So I'll be going through some of them, and also talk about some general strategy that will assist you in your hunt. For his moves, I won't mention the fact that you can block, since you can pretty much block all of them, only when there's something important to say about blocking. First, for his basic chain attacks. You may have noticed that whenever he slides his chains across the ground, while staying stationary that you can't just iframe through them. That is because there are multiple hitboxes that persist over some period of time. But what if I told you that there's still a way to dodge through them? Instead of dodging to the left or to the right, you lean a bit towards him with your dodge. Try to aim for the start of his claws or chains. This part does not hit you many times and thus is actually quite easy to dodge through. Similarly, when he slides a stretched out chain across the ground while moving towards you, you should diagonally move into his direction opposite side from his chains. If it's the shorter chain version, you can't do that, and instead have to dodge either left or right based on where you're positioned. Sometimes he does a chain claw-like attack, that he slides to the other side of his face. Preferably, you want to dodge to the side where he started it, as there's a small area that he doesn't hit. This move doesn't interrupt any charging attacks of yours, so if you're full life, you can also just commit to a big attack. A new move of his deals a bit of damage from his repositioning chain. Instead of just stretching out one chain to move somewhere else, he will do that and then slam the other chain into you. Roll from where he came from and you should be good. Now for some attacks I didn't categorize. This small head poke he does cannot interrupt any of your charges. You can eat them if you got enough health, and is great free damage as he tends to do it twice. Don't get overconfident though. It still does some damage, especially after 2 rounds of it. Watch your health bar and decide on a whim. If you are on his backside, he tends to do a tail slap. It can have quite the wonky hitbox, so just dodge straight left or right. Arkveld does have a small window for attacks after this, as he repositions. Use this to your advantage. Another move with a bigger attack window for you is when he sticks his chains into the ground and releases dragon energy from below. Dodge fast and counterattack. The tailspin is quite nice. All you have to do is dodge into the direction it started from while also moving a bit forward. The grab is very dangerous when it hits you. If you don't get out of there in time, you just die. The damage is just too much. Just to be safe, I recommend you get some slinger ammo so you can shoot it in his face once he grabs you. But there's also a quite consistent way to dodge the grab entirely. Just dodge once again diagonally into his direction. As he always starts his grab from the right, you just have to go diagonally left. Next up are the quite lethal attacks, or attacks that can lead to your end if you're not careful afterwards. Any chain slam attack hits very hard. The chain slam with a hop beforehand, while very damaging, provides you with a long attack window once dodged. To avoid it, you just need to do another diagonal movement. Try and roll towards him so that you can stand next to his belly. If you aren't close enough to him, you do have a small area where he misses. The attack hits right in front of him and slightly to the side. Stand between those areas to be safe. Another sort of chain slam that looks sort of similar in wind up is when he slams and then crosses the chains in front of him. You can distinguish it from the other Slayer champ by the higher pitched noise he makes beforehand. This attack has a shorter range but does not have any safe spot within the range. It's best you get behind him or dodge backwards. To hit you from a long range, he tends to use the one-arm chain slam. You either dodge it by going opposite from where it came from, or you stand a bit next to the first chain, as there's another small safe spot in between. A new attack of his is where he initiates a combo by flipping backwards and hitting you with a chain while doing so. Despite it being a fast move, it is actually one of the easiest moves to dodge. Simply roll left or right with the right timing to completely negate its damage. Then watch him and decide on how to move based on his next attack. The chain flying attack from Namielle Arkveld has a similar dodging method. But when his head is close to you, I observed that it's better for you to dodge outwards, since otherwise you might just get pushed around. Due to the combo potential from Arkveld's side, I highly recommend that you dodge the new backflip attack instead of trying to block it. Unless you have a weapon which main gimmick is blocking attacks, then you're good. The big boys that end up carding you are his bursting abilities. The one from Namielle Arkveld now has enhanced speed. If you can't roll away in time, you need to sheath your weapon and Superman dive immediately. If you do have enough time during the wind-up, roll diagonally away from his attack into his direction. Now you have a very large window to do damage and also punish him afterwards with a wound counterstrike. Then we have the triple chain slam. I hate this attack the most. It's so freaking difficult to dodge and it does a ton of damage. Though I have found some success rolling into him or timing my rolls from a distance. You are very often just better off running away though, unless you have a guarding or dodging weapon, of course. His new ultimate in his Unleashed state is a combo move. First he prepares, jumps into the air and crashes into you while swirling his chains. In case you're close to him during the wind-up, you can just dodge forward, as his flying trajectory creates more of a triangle than anything. If you aren't close enough, it's time to Superman dive or block. He will follow this up with a spreaded grounded dragon move that roughly shows you where the dragon bursts are going to come out from. This move can also happen as a regular non-combo move. The last part of his ultimate combo can vary, but oftentimes he does another big dragon burst that leaves him open for attacks. Does all of that mean that you should just dodge all attacks? No. Block when you can afford to, offset some, and also dodge some. It depends on the situation, but dodging can conserve stamina. Keep that in mind. These are attacks that leave the biggest openings. His tailspin, the grounded dragon chain attack, any double-armed chain slam, the one-armed chain slam, the big dragon burst, and the ultimate burst combo. Here are some things that can make the fight easier for you. First, get yourself some traps. You can also just restock them whenever. Traps are a great tool for free damage, especially in his Enraged state where he's harder to hit. Just keep in mind that their duration decreases the more you use them. Use the environment. There are environmental traps scattered all around, which, when you successfully hit Arkveld with them, topple him for quite the long time. You can also just lure him to an area that has a trap using lure pods. There's also a place that has thorn walls. These dish out constant damage whenever he brushes against them. They also help with opening up wounds. By the way, traps respawn after some time, so you can just use them again. Also, you have enough time in the quest. If you're squishy, carefully observe Arkveld's movement and go for an opening. Use the other monsters in your area to your advantage. Lure them using lure pods. You can even force them to stay by using a lure pod again, although it won't have any effect after they got hit for a bunch of damage. They won't attack Arkveld directly if you force them to come again, so position yourself in a way that has Arkveld between you and the other monster. And bring trank bombs so you can just capture Tempered Arkveld once he's low enough. That's all I have for now. Hopefully this guide can help you. Since this is my first guide for a real-time battle, I'd really appreciate your feedback. What helped and what you wish to see more of. Anyways, thank you really much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!